Warning: this video is intended for audiences who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Man, I like how Shiraiba is now realized, oh wait, it turns out that my shady government job might not be a good thing, you know? It turns out that it was the CIA that was putting crack into the inner city streets, you know? Wow, who would have fucking thought? What? I never realized it was the CIA that was putting Castro in power or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know what Shiraiba was expecting, right? I don't know if she know what her job actually is. If she's just a glorified messenger, if anything, because that really seems like what her job is now, right? Is that she's just a glorified messenger who has to relay message between the Boonboomger and to her boss, right? If anything. Alright, hey, it's Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger episode 39. Screaming Planet. Hey, it's him. It's Wild Spinner. It's him. He's here. He finally arrived to planet Earth, after we've been hinting at him for a bit. Also, we also reminded in this episode about the Big Bang Grand Prix race, whatever the fuck that. I completely forgot this was a plot point in this show. They have not made it a plot point at throughout. They have brought it off one or two times, right? And then they just completely ignore it. I thought this was like a central theme or something within the show. I guess that it was important enough, right? After the first few times, but whatever. Right, Shriver has a coworker who I guess is the right hand of the boss of their boss, right? She turns out she does have coworkers, and she is not a fucking loser who talks about wanting to fuck a robot all day, right? Like, can you imagine working with her and all she does is talk about wanting to fuck the rest, and you're like, I just asked you, how's the weather going, right? Can you imagine like the water cooler talk, right? And she keeps talking about this hot robot she wants to fuck, and everyone's like, all right, did you had a all right? I guess that was your Thanksgiving, cool. Yeah, man. The game last night was great. All right, but all right. I'll just get back to my job. But yeah, hey, this week's enemy is like this weird spongy soap Hessalian auto machine thing. It's okay. I don't like its design. It's pretty fucking lame. Right, I like the little foam. It looks like it constantly has rabies, right, with the foam around its mouth. So I guess that's fine. I'm not feeling this design. I guess I could feel what they were going for, but it doesn't seem that great. He looks kind of fucking dumb, right? Yeah, but so the Rangers are pretty much just written out of this episode, right? Because they're just extremely irrelevant, right? They immediately get, or at least everyone except Taya immediately gets sucked up by the sponge machine, right? So it's pretty much like a Taya focused bit this episode, right? Like everyone just it's just out of it this episode, right? Like Gemba doesn't even show up for like the first 5 minutes of the fight until he shows up with like his big plan of hey, Slippery, let's use chains, and then he immediately eats shit, right? He immediately gets knocked the fuck out, right out of it. So I don't know what the fuck he was doing, right? And then meanwhile, Wild Spinner arrives on Earth, right? And the director guy whose name I don't really remember, I don't really care for this director. He immediately starts sucking Wild Spinner off, right? Hey, welcome to Earth. We got all these cool stuff. We got a car. You ever seen an Earth car? Is it like your alien car, right? And, wow, look how cool we are. Yeah. Wild Spinner goes meets up with Taya, and after everyone, so everyone gets their ass beat, right, except for Taya. And then Wild Spinner shows up and tells him that and then here it revealed that I guess this is the plot now, right? So are we just defeating Wild Spinner? Are we entering the race? I don't know exactly how to say what is the actual central plot end goal of the show is, right? But we found out from Wild Spinner that the BBG or whatever, it's rigged, or right. It turns out when you have like a crime syndicate run a race, it might not be fair. It turns out, it turns out, yeah. So it turns out that the Hessalian race, Wild Spinner at least, whatever, right, is like the sponsor of this of the BBG Grand Prix or whatever the fuck, right? Right, and they just been rigging the race this entire time, and I don't know why Taya is so amazed by that. Wow, it turns out corruption is. It turns out the crime syndicate is doing corruption. Right? Well, what a shock, right? It turns out I don't know why Taya is so fucking shocked at this revelation, right? But yeah, Tai gets blasted by Grand Ritz. Grand Ritz, whatever, the right hand man of the guy, and then so there's like a funny bit where Shariah realized she was the mold. She's been leaking all this info, right, about like Bunderis's like secret dream because she casually. It turns out she's just really bad at her job. Man, I can't believe how I feel like this is like private information you should not be telling anyone. Like imagine someone told you your secret and then that person immediately just tell it to their boss and they use it against you. Shariah realized she is just a bad character. Right? Like, I don't already understand her character within the show because she's honestly useless as a character within the show's narrative, right? She doesn't really do anything, and then we just find out like a majority of the stuff that happens in this episode is just really her fault, right? Because she's that bad of a character, Or she realized, oh yeah, she leaked. I didn't really leak. She blab about it in front of her boss, right? This while playing with a toy robot at a professional job, like. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is 100% on you. I don't know what you were expecting to happen. Yeah, but yeah, sure. But anyway, yeah, Shara tries to save herself by coming in to defeat the sponge machine. She just straight up murdered this guy. Like she just like just squeeze him to death if you think about it, right? Like technically she does this, but she pretty much squeezes him and everything. But yeah, she gives Tyler like a backup morpher that they conveniently have, right? Because it turns out, hey, look, smart thing, just have a bunch of backups. Look, you always keep a backup of your backup just in case, right? Yeah, they defeat the stud soap sponge. I don't really know what the fuck this thing is. I'm pretty sure he's a sponge theme guy, right? But he or whatever the fuck, right? But yeah, and then to defeat him, he's really irrelevant. He's not like a corrupt, so he's just like a like an obstacle in this episode. But yeah, but then everyone finally like, hey boy, yeah, it turns out government agency might be bad. That government agent might be conspiring against the people, right? And so Sherman's, yeah, I gotta investigate my boss. I don't know how the fuck you're gonna investigate your boss, sure, but hey, do your best, right? I guess. Hey, whatever you're doing, hey, keep at it. Everything's working out so far for you. So maybe it'll work out again, right? After this, but yeah. Also, there's just a bit that it occurred to me. Um, I don't think that Sakito and Shiraiba have actually ever talked because Sakito walks. Actually, no, I think they might have been. Or was that Bunderis that showed up in that office one time? I don't exactly. But yeah, but I like how Sakura just walks up and said, "Hey, you, we got this." He never says her name, so it occurs to me that I don't think Sakura actually knows who the fuck Shiraiba is, right? In terms of like a first name basis or anything, right? Which I think is absolutely really funny, right? But yeah, Taya's adopted father is meeting up with Wild Spinner, right? They're gonna discuss some weird conspiracy plan, right, to trade off Earth for like their natural resource or something. I don't fucking know, but hey, but don't worry. But don't worry, Wild Spinner can see sushi for that. He's like, wow, I love this traditional Japanese food. Wow, this thing is so good. Wow, it's so amazing. And then the lesson of the week this week is watch the street before you cross the road. I feel like this has already been a lesson. I'm pretty sure this has already been a lesson, right? I'm not exactly sure. I feel like it's already been a lesson. There's been a lot of street related lessons. I feel like it's something you're gonna run out of like lessons to do with cars and everything, right? But I'm pretty sure they've already done look both way before you cross it. I feel like this should have been like one of the earliest, like the first thing that they did. I don't know why they're waiting towards like near the end of the series to be like, hey kids, we have to look both way before you cross the street. But yeah, Wild Spinner's cool. I like Wild Spinner as a villain. He's like him based on Michael Jackson is pretty fun, right? His character is really more expressive, right? Because of that, he does a lot of like the mannerism, right? Michael Jackson, so that's really fun. Shiraiba is just straight up a bad character who does absolutely nothing for the show. So I don't understand what is the point of Shiraiba, right? Like a lot of the fault in the show is just straight up her, right? If anything, but yeah, That's this week's episode or whatever. Yeah, fun episode. All right, that's this week's episode. Kate, thanks. Bye.